My God, it's Gary Thomas. How you doing, mate?
Fine. How are you, Matthew? Good to see you.
Day 417 of the Big Brother house. We're just about scraping by, planting our siege seeds in the garden so we might have some veg to eat if it all takes another turn for the worst.
This is week 4 over here. How about you?
Yes, exactly. I mean, literally, it's week three. It's all good, but yeah, something's happening. But as our reporter in the German Netherlands, what's happening with you? What are you seeing within your community?
Well, first of all, the phrase "a wide berth" has been redefined. You go for a walk anywhere, any park around here, people make a massive berth right around you, as far away as they possibly can. Yeah. Greeting and saying hello has been forbidden because it might spread the virus. It's all very exciting indeed. I think come week 4, where we are now, I think they're a little bit more stabilized. I don't know. How is it where you are?
Yes, I mean, we've gone from 2 weeks ago, it was madness and scarcity. Literally every shop was completely and utterly empty. And I must say, it took me a moment to just think, wow, we've got a summer of this. But we've come back to being relatively stable, which is quite nice. We've got tape marking 2 meter gaps outside the supermarkets, and everyone seems to be there. Well, about 90% of people are playing the game, about 10% of people aren't, which leads to some fairly bizarre pavement dancing. So, what are you seeing? Anything else there? I mean, are you protecting yourself?
Yep. Yesterday, supermarket in my black rubber gloves and my homemade face mask, like a bank robber with wash day hands. However, in great shape to avoid any kind of challenge. We looked a little bit scary, however, we were there and we're guaranteed to be home and healthy now.
Very good. So the cashier wasn't really expecting you to pay. You had that sort of menacing vibe. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, but it's all missed opportunities and so forth. So you and I are having a bit of bants. We're seeing the lighter side. Do you think everyone's seeing the lighter side, or is there another vibration for some lockdown executives?
I think now, like I say, week 4 feels a bit different. People are now starting to settle down a bit and they're starting to see some benefits of the whole thing. They're
Right.
having time with their families. They're having time to read a book. They're having time to not always be emailing and stuff. I think the curve towards opportunity may be there.
Exactly. So the desperation of, oh, my summer's income might have just disappeared. Mate of mine is an opera singer. He was in the Met in New York. They phoned him up very brutally. American employment law. You know those 5 gigs you were down for? Not anymore, mate. No cash. Go away. Some pretty
Yeah.
brutal stuff. So there is the loss of income, but also I think, as you say, we could call it adapting to circumstance. A reality is popping in, and we are making the best of it. So you've mentioned reading. What about quality time with the family? What are you up to there?
Yeah, the sun is shining, isn't it, Matthew? You can
Yeah.
be out there in the garden on your terrace with your family playing cards and things, doing things you haven't done for the last 20 years and have always meant to do. You know, I guess.
Exactly. Now, my boy did say it's about the longest he's ever spent in the house ever with us. And we've got our own little vibe. We've got our own little sort of chilled vibe going on. So we're working fairly hard 9 to 5, playing fairly hard in the evening. As I say, not rowing over our television selection, which surprises me every time the absence of physical violence is a pleasant thing. And so something is happening here. Okay, so I guess not everyone is where we are. There seems to be the sort of three chapters. So there was the before this. I'm
Yeah.
a valid executive working very hard. The output is executive company work. The income is the delayed income, is the turnover coming into my company. The room two really was, oh my word, my primary source of income is gone because it's a people or location based business or something, or a third of the people are ill or staying at home. And then, really, what we've talked about today is a bit of salvation, light relief, adaptation, hope. We could call it hope. That white light, not quite at the end of the tunnel. We really are not at the end of the tunnel. That we might make a go of this. Is that how you're seeing the model before, during, and after?
I think what helps certainly is this time people can't say it's your fault you messed up as a manager, executive. This virus came along, you couldn't help it, and your job is to deal with it and to work from home, lead your team from across distance and so on. I think because that factor is also involved. People are coping a bit better with the whole thing because it isn't their fault. It's just they're part of the solution, if you like.
Yeah, exactly. And the camaraderie, this is the great leveler, isn't it? You can be on a million and die. I mean, there was a famous Lord Bath died last week. The richest guy we'll ever meet. He's dead. I mean, the democracy of this thing, in a negative sense, is pretty hideous, but it is a leveler. And people who've got constructive ideas, they are the new leaders, and they could be 22 or 52. Doesn't matter. All right, mate, I think we've transferred enough bants to our loyal and fantastic viewers. Anything to sum up today?
Yeah, I think the question to ask yourselves, if you're in the situation which we all are, is where are you in the process? Are we talking about, you're still in this mindset, nothing's changed, carry on as ever? Are you in this trying to work out this plan, how to deal with the whole thing, or have you started to adapt and to make it your own and to really see the opportunities that arise from the whole thing?
Lovely. And please put some comments below, whichever room you're in, the before, the during, or the hopefully the positive now, that ray of sunshine and some hope. Okay, Gary Thomas, fantastic father, gardener, avoider of German people on streets and parks. Cheers, mate. Thank you, viewers. See you next time.
Take care now.